So on the
We're live. We're live.
I know.
We are live. Okay. Well, it caught us last week. We were pissing at each other last week before we started the show. We were. Here we go. Theme song time.
Then I want to see a show. I flip on the poker face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there.
Who's that?
Into the music scene. Showing lots of love. Lots of love. Community was great and nice. I know who I should go see.
Who that?
Down radio show. That's where I go for the latest and I love both of those.
We are live.
Start. For the music that I love it. Yeah, I love that one too.
Show. How you doing? How
I'm
you
good.
doing?
I love your new banners and stuff.
Yeah, I'm working on those. I'm trying to get some.
Nice. Those are sharp. I like
They
them
do
a
look.
lot.
They do look better than the old ones. I will say.
Yeah, I
that.
love them.
But the old ones were made in a crappy. Like this one here is real pixelated, kind of. When it's on the screen, I don't like it. But I love this one right here.
I
think
love
it's
it. Love it. I
It's
love the
good.
one, just a simple one too, where it just says live. I like
On the
that.
air
On
right
the air,
there.
that one.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
good.
So
And then
good.
I have one for my other shows too. My
Oh, I
with
love
Scott.
that. Like it looks so good.
I need to have it done in with Scott and Ceris for this one. That would be good.
Well, that's
We'll do
I
that.
like that.
All right, I'm sorry, Ceris and Scott. We do it in alphabetical order
Oh, we
because you get to be first
do. Oh.
because I put you on a pedestal.
Don't.
Don't.
So
Don't.
much to live up to.
Hey, you got your Jess hair going again today.
I do. It's so convenient.
I love that. I captured a picture of you. I'm sure you hate from the jam last week if you saw my pictures, but you had your Jess hair going on. And
I like it. It's convenient. And I think it's cute.
I had so many jam pictures. I had to put it into a 3-part post because
I got to look at those.
I didn't want to not feature you had some great things happening there, including the muscle cars, which I loved, by the way.
Wow.
Did you not love that?
I loved them. They played all the songs that everybody could sing to. And it was amazing because literally everybody was singing along with it. And it was they were great. I was really blown away. I loved them. I thought it was great.
I said on the show yesterday, they were relatable hits.
Yep.
And that's important, especially when you're showcasing your band. You want people to follow you, and that's what it's about.
It's very important. I get everybody
relatable.
wants, like a lot of these bands that are showcasing or wanting to do these special shows where it's like what do you call them? The the songs that are not really well known. What are they called?
The deep tracks or deep cuts.
That's great. If nobody can sing around and sing along or relate to them or want to,
falls pretty flat.
It just falls flat, and it's just hard, to use it with as business plan. Like it's just not. It just does. It's not a good business plan. It's good with your friends with, but it's not a good business plan.
If you're watching today and you didn't watch yesterday's show, go to the page, The Muscle Cars, after here. It's a Cincinnati-based band, and follow their page. They only had a few hundred followers when I looked at it, so we want people to follow them. They did a great job. They were fantastic. And if you love Cars music, the Cars from the 80s and all that, man, they were good. They were really good. Really good.
They were really good. Scotty sounded amazing.
He's a great guy, too. Yeah. I love hanging out with him. He's funny. He's just a good dude. We didn't get a chance to talk that night very much because there was so much going on. And we'd be remiss, too, if we didn't mention how well Mojo Rising did.
Oh, my goodness. I absolutely loved having Chris guest host. I mean, he was so happy too, which just makes the whole thing even extra happy and special.
Well, then he had the whole band there other than the drummer, and Don Alt filled in on drums and did a great job with him.
I love that.
It was a really cool night.
Yeah.
Really cool night there at the Bell. And I'm a little over the top with Alex and Dave Evans, both of them from that band. They're such great performers. Yeah. I just love it. I do. So, welcome to the program, everybody. Let's say hi to some people. Glenn checking in on the two of you
here today.
Are we getting people? We are getting lots of people.
Yeah, we are.
Heather says, hi, Scott and my twin. Are you guys twins?
She's delusional. She's convinced that Heather thinks that her and I basically are the exact same size minus my height.
Heather needs to stay in during storm season. She'll blow away. She's
like,
so itty bitty.
I'm like twice your size, and it's okay. But no, she's delusional and cute.
She is cute. We love Heather. We do. John Esper in the house from the Columbus area. He doesn't want anybody to know exactly where he is. It's parts undisclosed. Evelyn is here. Hi, Evelyn. Melody. Look at all these fun faces that are saying hi. Valerie. Brandon Harvey in the house.
Oh, hi, Brandon.
Hey, I saw him play over the weekend, man. They killed it. Trust me.
Amazing.
Oh, my God. They were great. It was so much fun. I stayed for their first set, but their first set was an hour and a half long. So it was good.
That's impressive. I like that.
They smoked it. The room was just at a fever pitch and everybody dancing. And it's good music. It is. It's fun.
Good.
So you're most welcome, Brandon Harvey. Anytime I can shout you out. And, if you didn't watch Brandon's rendition of the national anthem that I posted on our page that he did at the Reds game the other day, you need to watch that because he literally knocked it out of the park, as they said, with his national anthem. It was superb.
Nice.
So check it out, people. Check out Mr. B. Harv, if you will. Megan Miller is Megan's here and her eyebrows. Where you at, Megan? I haven't seen Megan in a long time. I hope she's doing well.
Hey, Erica.
What's for dinner, Erica? Kara's in the house. Kara went on the 80s cruise. She had fun on the 80s cruise.
Nice.
Enjoyed herself there. She and Rob.
We're going on the Monsters of Rock cruise this coming weekend.
I know. I'm a little jealous about that. I do, but I don't have that disposable income right now. It's a lot to go on that cruise.
It was expensive. I went once.
Bob Klein's in the Hi, Bob.
Bob.
Love Bob. Bob, as you say. Look who else is here.
Kevin.
She is so beautiful, and Scott is a tub. Yes. Hi, Mike. Thank you.
Hey, Mike.
Tribute B-side. Kevin said, yeah. Don't do the B-sides of stuff that nobody knows, folks. It doesn't work very well. You can do that when you're playing around, but, Yeah. Chris Casey, how are you? William is here.
Hey.
William Carey.
Need to send you some dates for some pictures, my friend, for this month that I need covered.
Yeah. William Carey, as he's known now.
Mr. William Carey.
Yes, William Carey. Hi, Tina Reed Ramsey from O'Connor's.
Tina.
She's got the brunch. Is your brunch happening this weekend? Is it this weekend? I'm doing a bougie brunch for women on Sunday.
Nice.
That's always a good time at Mr. Burroughs. And Mike's here for the hot topics. And Mike always mentions the F-bomb. She's been really good lately. She has. Hey, let's get to a topic as we say hi to folks. And John Esper has come clean. He's in Grove City, Ohio. Brian is in the house. Hi, Brian. Dirk Turner is here, says Brandon's the man. Megan's on her couch, whatever that means.
I think that means she's on her couch.
I don't want to know. We could read a lot into that. We're not doing that. Yes. Pete Davidson has graced us.
Pete Davidson.
Sorry, folks. I'm still hacking it up.
Hey, Monica.
Look at the beautiful Monica. Hi, Monica.
Yeah, you got a big crush on Monica.
I do. I love Monica.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think everybody in there.
Yeah, speaking of that, Carrie, where are you at? You took a picture of me, Monica, and Emily and didn't post it on your page. Thanks a lot. I was a little taken back by that because that was my go-to picture for the week because it improves my image every time I'm with them.
They are such babes.
Let's chat about Tina's is this Saturday. Okay, she's doing the ladies brunch thing too. It's fun.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going to do that too. What are you calling yours, Tina? I've come up with a few names.
Baby Got Brunch, I believe, is hers.
Oh, okay.
And Mr. Burroughs is the Bougie Brunch, which is cool. And Scotty Bratcher is here. Speaking of bougie, look who's here, Scotty Bratcher.
Talking of bougie, look who's here, Mr. Bougie Bratcher.
Bougie Bratcher. I love it. Why are we so cheerful today? All right, let's get shitty, Karis. Let's
get shitty.
I needed that. I'm having a little vocals. Let's get started. Here's the topic for the day, folks.
It's a good one.
Something that has been very noticeable of late in many venues is lately when they bring a band in that is new to the venue. I don't want to say a new band because some of them are not new bands. They've been around a while, but new to the venue, new to us type band. They seem to be doing so much better than the established bands who have played those venues numerous times. And it's really kind of under my skin to figure out why. Wouldn't you like to know why?
There's also though, I'm noticing is these bands that are new to like our venue, but not new in general, who are phenomenal, aren't bringing a crowd. Like they're not, which is also interesting. Or even if it's just.
You're saying they're not bringing a crowd as a new band?
They've been established for a while, but for some reason, because they come from like the west side, they don't do as well on the east side, which I can understand. But I'm just noticing in general, there's so many of these, like, how can we get these? I guess my question more so is, how can we get these new bands? Like we had Wayward Son on Friday and they were amazing. Like they are a very good band. Technically, like their song choices, their song list, everything. They were really, really amazing. But they didn't, they didn't have this huge following by any means. But how can we get these newer bands for us to draw that following? In the same question, though, some of these old school bands that have been playing for a while that used to have this huge following aren't bringing a following either. Like they're just not. Like it's just dying off.
That was kind of my point. I've seen a lot of the established bands who are very good, not drawing a big crowd, and it's a little scary.
Oh, it's very scary, but sometimes I think a lot of it falls into. I think there's a couple of reasons that I'm noticing is. These really established bands, not all of them, I'm not talking about all of them, but the ones that I've noticed that just do not even draw the crowd they once did is because they also do not bother changing up their set list, and it's just getting boring.
I would have to agree with that one for sure.
There's this big thing where it's like, yes, you sound great, but if I can literally write out your set list and we know what's coming next, and you've been doing this for 5, 10, 20. That's why when some of these bands have been like, we've been doing this for 20 years. I was like, yeah, apparently it's the exact same set list as you did 20 years ago. And then you have these bands that are doing that just start new bands. And those have a lot more, those seem to be doing better. Why, if you're going to put your effort into a new band, then and you're no longer putting any effort into your older band, then just let it go.
Well, I've said on the show numerous times, there are bands out there that I've seen a bunch, and I could tell you what the next song in their set list is.
Yeah.
I've seen them that many times, and they haven't changed it up.
At all.
And that in itself says something, but let's circle back, though. Okay. Debut bands. You brought Wayward Son in Friday night. Good crowd, good draw, not good draw.
No, it wasn't horrible. I mean, we also have to put, I have to take in account that nobody's drinking anymore, hardly, so the
Right.
numbers can't really reflect it. But no, it's not like it was, they brought some people, absolutely.
Hi, Roger.
But, it's just, they deserve a lot more people to come out and see them. They were technically amazing, and their set list was really good. Really good. And I want to be able, I know we're in a tough time right now where just people in general are not going out as much. But man, I'm just, there's some bands that just deserve more of a following. There really is.
Well, two things. One thing, real quick, let me say hi to Rebecca from Texas, who I hope you're calling me cutie, but if you're not, Karis, you're a cutie.
I think she said cuties.
Does it say cutie? Cutie. Oh, cuties. Yeah, I see the S in there now. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Rebecca.
And hope you're having a great day in Texas, by the way. Now, the other thing I want to bring up, and where was I going with that, is okay, so let's just ask our audience. Well, many of our audience members go out and they watch live music. We know that. But let's ask the audience today to chime in on why do you think people aren't going out as much?
Yeah, that's
I want to know that too.
I also want to comment. Melissa made a comment saying might help to post video on your site of the band before the band plays at your venue. I'm going to comment on that. And I'm going to say I sometimes disagree with that because unfortunately bands post videos that are not very good.
Yes.
And
it's hard to get a good video.
I'll put a link to their page, but I'm not posting a poorly sounding video to my page.
Tina has the same problem with out-of-town bands. Yeah, well, 25 miles away, that's a given.
That's why I rarely book out-of-town bands. Rarely. Yeah, I mean, look, some of the, sorry, let's continue with your question. Yeah, sorry.
No, let's keep it going. I mean, I want to talk about that. I think what you're talking about in your venue is the lack thereof of patrons seeing live music to begin with, but then you turn it into an established band who hasn't changed anything up, and it decreases it even more.
Oh, it really does.
If I'm not off base on this, and I've noticed that too, and it's like you've got to throw the excitement fast pitch at people every single night to get people in the bar.
Yeah,
it's just not where it used to be. You open the door and they will come.
Mm-hmm.
You're competing with so much too. I mean, let's face it, it's a competitive world.
It is.
If the Taste of Cincinnati's going on, you're competing with that. If if there's a 3-day festival going on, you're competing with it. And it's not predictable either because many of those don't book like you do a year in advance or whatever. They're booking, and they got big booking budgets too. So they can throw a ton of money because there's people there gambling. There's people there drinking beer and doing all the things that happen at those, especially the Catholic festivals.
Right.
They can throw a shit ton of money at bands and stuff and get them in there. And I don't know. I'm going to look at comments here. It looks like the comments are rolling in. Let's see. Chris Casey says, I'm not going out as much because my kid's working nights on the weekend.
Money's definitely, things have changed in the last 2.5 years. Things have definitely changed. There's no doubt about that. And obviously finances is one of those issues. The uncertainty of everything in the world is an issue. A lot of people, when they legalized the weed, that hindered the bars, and now they've taken away the only thing that the bars had that could compete with that was being able to serve those THC drinks, and now you're not even allowed to do that. And people are just getting tired of the DUIs and the going out and looking for parking and paying for this and that, so they can just buy a 6-pack and stay home and drink there. I get it. It's happening, and it's happening everywhere. And again, I made a post today about, self-reflection and stuff like that, and how it's like a learning curve to be able to take responsibility, for yourself, self-reflection and all of that, and how it's important to do that. And as I was writing that, I had a moment because I'm dealing with something personally where I was like, gosh, like and I called Kathy because she's my ears and my head when it's broken. And I was like, what hurts me more than anything are my own expectations. To be real, it's true. My own expectations probably causes me more hurt and anger than anything than anybody else could cause me, because here I'm sitting and I'm thinking, man, I wish all of these bands would work with the venue owners as a team, opposed to just getting through the show and getting paid. And I feel like if a band, in my mind, the way that I would do something as a band is being like, okay, we've noticed that our audience, people are not coming as much. What do you think we could do to help improve that? Like, just imagine if every band and every venue owner cared enough to have that conversation. Because I think bands actually gave a shit. You know, I don't think it would take a lot for a band to go, well, you know, it probably doesn't help that we're not willing to switch up our set list. It's the same damn thing every.
Look at Roger Bates' comment right here. I mean, Roger's hitting it.
It's true. Yeah. And he's 100% true.
And there are some phrases out there. Number one phrase, and you mentioned it earlier about people not going out. 3-word phrase: Netflix and chill. That is a real thing. People are watching Netflix at home and chilling at home on the couch, and not going out nearly as much as they used to.
Right.
And that's scary for the music industry. It really is. That's the way I feel about it. But you can relate to Chris Casey's too, that McDonald's been making hamburgers for over 20 years. That doesn't mean they make good hamburgers. Yeah.
Right.
There's been bands out there for 20, 30 years that don't necessarily have a good product anymore, because they don't change it up.
They don't.
And if you've got a couple guys in the band or girls in the band that refuse to learn new songs, then get rid of them.
I mean, yeah, that's another
thing that happens.
Or maybe you just don't care anymore, and you're like, well, listen, as long as people still book me, why would I bother? I have other bands that are making me the money, so it doesn't matter. And unfortunately, that's the case. And a lot of people don't want to admit that, but that's what they're doing. I mean, and then you've got bands that actually do give a shit. And they don't have the following that they deserve. And that sucks.
And Harlan says he can set his watch by some band's set list. Yes. What about, there's an old term that flies around.
Paige, we have had a non-alcoholic drink menu that has included non-alcoholic beer, mocktails, and everything for years and years and years. You know, it just, you got to call and ask if they have one.
Somebody has a question about where's Wayward Son from, and I'm not real sure.
I'm not sure. I'm thinking the West Side, because they've been playing Naughty Pine for a while, as far as and that's where I heard from them. Yeah, Shane, you promote a shit ton. Absolutely.
I was getting ready to say too, I heard somebody use this term again. I was in a place that was very empty, and the band was really good. And the band, I said, what do you think the reason is that there's not people here tonight? I always try to ask that question. It's a hard question to answer. And the band, one of the guys in the band looked at me and said, we just consider it a paid practice. Oh, that just gets under my nail beds, man, because if you get to that point where you think, oh, we're just paid here to practice tonight, we don't care if there's anybody in the room or not, that's not good either. I mean, you got to be as responsible for drawing people as that venue does. And bands, some bands don't even promote any shows.
They don't.
You know,
like I love me some Scotty Bratcher, but he doesn't promote our shows other than the day of, you know.
Well, let's throw him out then.
No, we love him.
He was a horrible MC at the Shred Off. Let me go down the list.
He knows I just like to pick on him.
Yes, he's a good guy.
No, I love Scotty. I love working
Scotty's good. Him. What did Tina say here? She says, could some of the local bands be playing too much in the hometown? Hell yes.
Hell yeah. And Scott and I were talking about that. But what we actually said was, like, bands like Wayward Sons and some other ones don't oversaturate. Now, there are some musicians that, you know, have completely oversaturated themselves, and which is why they're no longer getting booked and why their residencies or such are getting canceled. And then those same musicians that you can tell because they just don't give a shit. They spend more time off stage drinking or something like that. But you can tell that those are also the same players that refuse to learn new music as well.
And, you know, I loved it back in the day when you could say, okay, every third Tuesday, this guy's playing this bar or whatever, this band or whatever. And that's just not working anymore.
It's not.
Those residencies of where you play every, second Wednesday or every third Tuesday or whatever just doesn't work anymore. And I wish it did because it was nice. I knew where I wanted to go on those nights,
Yeah.
What do we got here? Let's see some of the comments coming in. Gas is getting too expensive, John Esper said. Okay.
Gas has been up and down for years.
It's ridiculous, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Netflix and chill, which really means spending 4 hours looking through the list of shows and movies and then giving up and going to bed, Eric said. Yeah. DoorDash and things like that also have played a lot into this because, it used to be you went out, you grabbed a little dinner, and then you went somewhere and heard live music, and then you went home for the evening. And now you call DoorDash or do your little DoorDash app, and pretty soon your pizza or whatever's delivered to your door.
Yeah, Mike Brisbane's right. There are some bands that are awesome, but they play for themselves, not the audience. And that's exactly it. That's one of the things that we're talking about. It's those B-side band, like they just, I had to cancel a band's upcoming shows because it was clear that they did not give a shit anymore. It was boring, and they never brought anybody talented. And they used to apparently be one of the highest drawing bands in Cincinnati.
Scotty, you're spot on with that one too, buddy.
Yeah.
Constant gloom and doom on the media everywhere you look. That's why I try to check out of that.
Everybody's just their focus has been on what's wrong with this world, opposed to, I saw somebody who was praising their life and they're recently engaged and all of this great stuff was happening. And then the very next day, because of political issue, says, is anybody having the worst life they've ever had? I'm like, for fuck's sakes.
It's for
imagine allowing that to just suck the joy, and then you putting it on the internet to suck everybody else's joy. I mean, listen, I get it, but you all have a fucking choice to be miserable or not. And if you're choosing, if that's going to be the worst life you've ever had, then I feel sorry for you and the people you surround yourself with.
Chris Casey says he suspects a lot of people aren't going out because of money. Yeah, that can be.
Well, money's a big one. Absolutely.
Definitely. Donna says memes are glorifying staying in your jammies and doing nothing. They are. There's so much that goes into the mentality now because of social media and trends and all that. It's just amazing to me. And Scotty says, plus why pay money to see a band when you can watch videos on your phone the whole show for the next 3 days without even having to put pants on.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was the big conversation, remember, through
COVID.
And then after COVID, it was like, let's go live. Cool. You're giving every single person that's a reason not to go out after COVID now because they can just watch the show live.
Yeah, I've seen that where somebody sets a camera up in the bar, they're playing a bar, and they stream the entire show.
Yeah.
Why? What do you think that's going to do to your audience? I can sit at home and do that too, watch the show.
Right.
It's weird. Says think folks have to get a second part-time job to survive. That's true, Tina.
It's true.
So yeah, what reason though would a debut band at a venue do better than a band that's been established and played the venues more and more too? I want to know that if anybody has a comment on that, because that one's baffling me a little bit. And I've seen this so many places lately that the bands that are debuting there tend to have a really good draw. And I don't get why they draw so many people versus the established bands who've been playing there for years that everybody loves.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they other than, I guess, when Cassette Junkies debuted, Abe's Lincoln, like those ones, those newer revamped ones, those have just killed.
Mojo Risings,
when
Cassette Junkies, they're on a high, man.
They're on a high. Whereas
Half-Life,
some of the other ones, it's just because they refuse to change their set list. Honestly, like Cassette Junkies rebranded themselves, and my goodness,
100% different.
100% different. Mojo always switches it up.
I love Mojo too.
Oh, Mojo Rising to me is a blessing for venue owners and for customers, because just in the aspect that they're so easy to work with, and they get it and they give a shit, and you can tell. And they love it. And I think that's the difference, is they're still really loving what they're doing, whereas these established bands, honestly, just looks like they're
pay me.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are that. I see that in their stage
them.
Presence. It's pay me.
Yeah, it's this is not all of them, but there's some, like, there's some established ones that are freaking, that are still, I mean, they're still all incredibly talented. That's not the case, but I mean, if you're bored with it, I guarantee you this people in the audience are bored with it.
Right. Kara, do not let the world scare you to not going out, please. I know people are skittish about violence, and you got to be careful where you go and have situational awareness and all that, but please don't let, don't let somebody scare you by intimidating you into staying home because there's violence in the world. I think that's the root of the evil right now, is people like to have power and control over others, and it's not what I want.
Yeah, we were saying market saturation is definitely a thing. That's a definite thing.
Okay, Steve Ware, that's a great comment. Is that our region has too many bands covering the same songs. We want something new, even if it's older.
Here's a good one. Larry.
Let me find Larry here. I got to get Greg Anderson's up there too. I liked it, and I got to get it in the mix here. Where is Larry? Gosh, we got tons of comments. Thank you guys so much. Oh my God. Go Larry right here. Is this it?
Yeah. I get tired of going to a venue to see live entertainment 3 weeks in a row to see 3 different bands. When I get there, I see the same musicians with a few extras in the band while playing under a different band name, playing the same songs. If that ain't the truth.
Mercenary musicians, some of them.
It's like, yeah,
Harlan said Johnny enjoys
the same amount of effort into the band that you know what I mean? I don't know.
Tim Butterfield chiming in says Cincinnati and Toronto are literally saturated with cover and tribute bands playing the same set list every weekend somewhere. Yeah, that's true. And it's, there are great songs out there. Don't Stop Believing by Journey is a great song. How many times can you hear it in a week?
Yeah.
It's just kind of that way to me. Shane says I've had the opposite, where I'm sending the venue promotional material and they post nothing. It's just me. That happens. It does. And Heather. Yeah, it's all a package. It's all a package. And Rockhouse is chiming in too. Thank you, Rockhouse, for being here. Lots of bands are very lazy at promoting and keeping up their social media pages. We've talked about that a ton.
Yeah.
Here's Greg Anderson's. Take a look at that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm hacking like mad today. It says your demographic is a little older.
I would agree with that, except for up until 2 years ago. Well, up until the end of 2024, they were going out every weekend. This is a new thing for us. One
of my favorite statements lately is, I haven't seen you in a while, to people. Because they're not out as much, where you used to see them every week or every weekend.
They used to be. They're definitely not anymore.
Interesting. Not as consistent. Thank you, Greg Anderson. I agree with you. They're not as consistent as they used to be.
Yeah.
And we joke, we go back, and Greg can relate to this. You go back where you had the 5-night-a-week residency in a bar as a band, and everybody followed you, and they came every night you were playing. And those days are long past, unfortunately. And even if you have a weekly residency in a bar, sometimes people are like, I saw him last week. I'm not going to go this week thing. And that seems to be really trendy right now, is to not go out as much. And I'd like to know why. I mean, I really don't know why, other than some people have mentioned financials and some of that.
I think that's it. I think it's The world is chaotic right now, I guess. But it's hurting the bars. Like we're gonna run out of live music venues, even the ones you guys, and that's the thing is
Bill Dankoff's got one here. He says, I would have never seen Wayward Son had they hadn't played the Bell and the Bear, because he says, I can't avoid the lights in the venues on the west side. And thanks for that. Yeah, it's introducing new bands to a venue are good things. I mean, it does. It broadens the horizon a little bit for people. Does it sometimes make you a little worried, though, with the lack thereof of, there's some great bands you could bring from Dayton down, but do they do any good?
They don't. That's why I don't do it. That's why, I mean, these last few months, I've introduced, I think, 4 or 5 new bands to the bar. Unfortunately, they're not bringing people. It's just, I mean, they're bringing some people, but it's not. But I don't even know that it's there. Like, it's just the time, It's just people just aren't really going out. But here's the problem is, and the reason why I like to debut them on a Friday is if there is a well-known band that the regulars love, they're going to choose that over one they don't know.
Hi, Emily. Corona has a good comment here. He says, switching up set lists is important for fan support. My wife doesn't want to see many bands because she knows every song in the order they play. That's really sad in a way.
But it's more.
And I've noticed it. Certain songs do work going in and out of each other. There's segues between them. Some songs you've got to kind of keep in the same order, but man, throw a curveball in there once in a while with something new and good, because people want to hear it. They want to hear something new from your band. That also says you're working towards entertaining your clientele.
Even those long-standing regulars of the bands that follow the bands, not even the venue, I'm even hearing them say, we're going to skip it. It's the same thing over and over again. And they're going somewhere else because they don't want to hear the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. So anybody else have any ideas out there of why people wouldn't be going out as much, other than we've had the money, the monetary side, the bands being boring somewhat, or complacent, I guess, that Greg Anderson used was a great word. I believe somebody said in there, or somebody else said complacency. Jamie's here from 1330. How are you? Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, you are. And you are only in one band, Jamie. It's a good band too.
Mm-hmm. It is. Some bands just don't bring the energy. Mike said that's so true, to engage an audience. And if you're playing flat and you're not bringing the energy, you're not going to last long. I mean, you're really not. You might have your bar that feels good about you and books you occasionally because they like you and as a person and all that. But who's taking a hit? The bar.
At this point now, it's, I can't even afford to give my favorite, like if, I used to be able to book bands because I was like, man, they don't really bring me anybody, but they're so incredible and I love them, I can't afford to do that anymore.
Brandon Harvey, thank you so much for that statement. He said he writes the band set list and no 2 set lists are the same. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, would it be any different at one of my Name That tunes if I played, 80s genre every week? Or, people are going to get tired of it. They want it bounced around. They want it mixed up. For real. Chris, what's Chris got to say? He said, my son and his friends just don't go out to see live music. That's the other scary part that I haven't mentioned yet.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the younger generation don't go and see live music.
I am so blessed to see sometimes young people playing music like at the Bell. Like, Nate, who played the other night, and the guys from Low Ball and all that stuff. They're young kids embracing music, but there's not a lot of it out there.
I don't know, Brian. I'm going to disagree with you on that. That's the only place I know. I mean, the younger generation doesn't use Facebook, but the older generation, that's all Facebook.
It's unfortunately, Facebook is, when you get in the older generation, the only way to market.
It's true. And I use Instagram and Facebook because Instagram's definitely younger generation. But I use Facebook because the reality is most of my clientele are Facebook. That's how all of the bands, where most of my regulars come from.
What would you suggest, B Shuts? What would you suggest there in lieu of Facebook? What are you having success with in Party Punch? I want to know. Because all I can tell you with the stuff we do here, if we didn't have Facebook, we'd be in trouble. I mean, there wouldn't be any shows or anything.
Yeah, I mean, Brian. I think from what I've heard and the research I've done, it's Instagram for the younger generation and TikTok and Facebook for the older. And that's why I do both, you know.
And TikTok is very popular. It is a way to draw people to your other pages too, I think. And that's a good thing about it is if you're a musician and maybe you put a snippet on there and you say, hey, go to my page here on Facebook and follow me and, you know, those kind of things, maybe that's a good teaser on TikTok. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Twitter, nobody's doing that, the X or whatever. I mean, there's people doing it, but they're not. I mean, it's not really relatable to the music business, so to speak. And Brian says we honestly pick where we go to support our friends and favorite venues, not necessarily based on entertainment. Yeah. I have a tough time figuring out where to go and kind of do my Monday report each week. Like, which venue am I going to stop in? And because, you know, people accuse me of only ever going to the Bell and the Bear. I wish that was the case because I love the Bell and the Bear, but
right.
It's, you know, I try to bounce around to different places. And frankly, places that are being very successful.
Do you still charge a cover when you have a DJ?
For Tina? You asking Tina?
Yeah, I'm asking Tina. Do you still charge $5? Just curious.
Interesting. Melody says that coughing sounds like I'm taking a hit. Yeah, I wish. No, it's just the crud. It is. Where was I going with that? Before you said something to Tina, I was thinking something there I wanted to say, but it's interesting, this whole conversation. And eventually people are going to wake up and say, and I'm going to say it when people are going to get pissed at me for saying this, the music business is failing. The live local music business is failing.
Well, that's why it's like, I just wish more venues and bands cared.
I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but man, just ask any venue owner and they will tell you. And when Tina can bring a DJ in at a third of the price for the night,
yeah,
and still have as big a crowd as she would have had with a band, it becomes a business thing. And Tina says her son would rather see a DJ and he's 24. You know, used to be you went to Las Vegas and Las Vegas was full of great bands. You could go to every casino and find a fantastic band. You know what you find now? DJs.
Yeah. I mean, it used to always be DJs when I used to bartend and stuff. The Bell used to have DJs on Friday nights and just live music on Saturday nights. But we never really got anybody in on Friday nights. But that was pre-COVID.
Did Brian Schutz ever answer me? There it is. I think it is.
Said, no, our responses are great. Sorry, I was trying to say that's all bands are doing to market. Spray and pray.
Yeah. Amen to that, brother. She says, Tina says, unless I have a band in the back, I will still have a DJ in the front of house and charge $5. Yeah. So $5. I mean, come on. We say this all the time. $5. I mean, my God, you know. But let me tell you, up here by me, this morning I was at a location where the new Buc-ee's opened up here in Ohio. And I didn't go to Buc-ee's. I've been to a Buc-ee's before. I'm not knocking Buc-ee's at all. They're a phenomenon. But why is it so crazy when they opened that? I mean, they had to have the interstate had to be coned off and things getting off the exit ramp. And
I've been to a Buc-ee's. I mean, it's nice, but
it's a amusement park gas station. I mean, it is. And you go in. I mean, they got great stuff. Got the cleanest restrooms in the world. But you got your own little bathroom attendant and all that stuff. Hey, I got a question. Maybe you can answer this, Karis, while we're talking here. Why do certain bands become phenomenons? Let me use, and I'll say it, Under the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys could stand up on stage and sing the phone book literally and pack the room. Why is that?
First, okay, I think I have a lot of reasons as to why they can do that, in my opinion. They don't play the same music that every other band plays. I feel like their set lists are different than what you usually hear.
Okay.
You can see how much they love to play music. Like, you can just see it on stage. They just ooze passion. Like, it's pretty cool. They get really into it. They just look like they care. They only play once or twice a month. I don't know. I just and some of it is just, I guess, I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but
Chris, that's a really interesting comment.
I feel it. I think the kids and musicians, yeah.
Just desensitized to live musicians. Yeah. And also kids have grown up with not really, some kids appreciating musicianship because it's all computer generated, button pushing. There's no guitars in most of the songs that are popular today. So I think that's part of it as well, that changes the platform for music. And Mike says, excited about Top This Band this weekend. You have them this weekend?
I do. I actually
what day is that?
Weekend of music, because I have Michelle Robinson on Friday. Who, guys, I'm going to say this right now. I'm not the biggest country fan, although I'm really growing. Like, I'm learning to really appreciate it. But there are two country bands that will consistently play my stage because they put on an epic, wonderful show every single time. And that's the Michelle Robinson Band and the Kevin McCoy Band. And Michelle Robinson, that whole, like, the talent, I'm addicted to her. I love her so much. And she's playing on Friday. And then, of course, Top This Band is our family, man. Those are our guys. And they're back on Saturday. I just love them. Everybody keeps saying you should try to get this band to come. And everybody, I'm like, they say, well, they do all the same music as Top This Band does, but Top This Band does it better. I was like, then why the hell would I go anywhere else? You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm big on loyalty. I mean, my loyalty, Top This Band is just amazing. I just love them. Thanks, Tim.
Bill doesn't ever go to a DJ event. Yeah. What's that, honey? I didn't hear you.
Paige was stating one of the reasons why she thinks maybe Under the Sun it does so well is because of charisma.
Stage presence is big.
It's huge.
It's massive.
Yeah, Kevin's right.
Tim says I always check Facebook to see what band is playing where. And I said playing and needs recycling.
That's a good description.
Playlist needs recycling.
That's it. Mike Brisbane. They play for us and not for them. That's a big one. That's really well said, Mike. Yeah. Passion is infectious, Carla. It's true.
I'm looking here. We're back on the Buc-ee's thing, but Gatlinburg with a fuel and car wash. Yeah, it's Buc-ee's is interesting.
Oh, Courtney, come out on Saturday if you're not playing. They're so much fun.
The keyboardist from Under the Sun is always very entertaining.
Thanks for all your input today. That was great. Yeah.
Brandon Harvey. Yeah, it's something new. I know. And it was so crazy around there today. I was thinking of all the resources it took. And I understand Buc-ee's brings a lot of tax dollars to a community, but the amount of resources that were being used by the state Department of Transportation, putting down cones and setting up barriers. And it's wild.
And
it's
John's
wild.
right. The sound person is also very important. And Top This Band's sound guy is wonderful. I love their new sound guy. But Under the Sun sound guy is incredible too.
Carla, that's a great statement. Thank you. When I see passion, it's infectious.
It is infectious. And there's just something really fun and uplifting about Under the Sun. It's so joyful. They're so joyful.
Top This Band is an incredibly great stage show, by the way.
My goodness.
But again, if you took Top This Band and took them to Springfield to Tina's place, probably wouldn't draw a crowd.
No. And you know what's funny? I had this conversation with the West Side Bar where we were comparing bands that we both have. And the ones that work really well on the West Side just don't work well for us, and vice versa.
It's interesting. There's that Mason-Dixon line kind of thing going on there.
And it's real. It's true and real.
Yes. Roger says he's always working when Top This Band plays. And Geraldine says, feel like being
true.
under the sun when they play.
So much joy when they play. They bring so much joy to the stage. Oh, Rock House was incredible. I loved them. I hope that we can do it again.
But again, there's a band from Columbus.
Yeah. But it was a decent.
They play out in different places, but they play a lot of strange towns up north that a lot of bands don't go to, which is good for Rock House. Because I learned some people that I know real well see them like at Indian Lake or Grand Lake St. Mary's or somewhere up there. They go to the lake every weekend and they see them up there, and they were just raving about Rock House. So you can do it from out of town, but it's hard. It's hard to draw a crowd. Hence why we try to do those watch parties and some things too to help draw people in.
Yeah, I mean they did good. I mean, Rock House's show deserves a big stage. It's just their show. They're a big, they've got a heck of a performance. But I love them. I mean, I'd love to have them back.
And Tina says, I want to check it with Bob's band. Yeah, you should, Tina. Some night you should find where they're playing and go. You would enjoy it very much. Let me get Doug's comment, and then we got to go here. Doug Staub. Under the Sun is an exception.
To make this very clear, I'm not saying all bands. This isn't an all band thing. We're just noticing that some bands don't do well east-west. Some bands don't change up their set lists. Some bands, not all, absolutely not all. That's not what we're talking about. But it's a topic of conversation because it's become very noticeable, and not just with the venue owners, and not just, with their loyal followers too. And I'm not, this whole lack of changing up set lists and all of that. And it's just sad that they don't care.
Absolutely. Well said. So that's it for today, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for being with us. And we had a great interaction. Thank you for all the comments.
Wonderful.
Good topic today, Miss Ceris.
Yeah, Scott, that was awesome, babe.
So you've got a lot going on at the bar. Obviously, a big lineup. Michelle Robinson, Top This Band this weekend.
Yeah, and tonight we have our songwriter showcase hosted by Kevin Fox, which has been awesome. We've got Casey, Joe, and Scott Kears they're both incredible artists. On Wednesday, we have Dell is bringing his buddies, Russ and Rob, for their show on Wednesday night, which is going to be great. We have our jam night on Thursday, Michelle Robinson on Friday, and Top This Band on Saturday.
Perfect. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Kevin Tolles. Thank you, Shane DeMoss. Thank you, Emily Schulte. John Gear. Thank you so much, Doug. Appreciate you guys being here today. And I'll be at the Miamisburg Moose tonight hosting a little trivia time. And then You can catch us out and about as we're on our shows here, including Thursday's Who's Playing Out show, the best musicians and venues in the tri-state, and who's playing where. So check it out on Thursday.
Your live local music venues, guys.
Absolutely.
You know it's more comfortable on your couch, but we need you more than ever.
And we always end all our shows with that. Please support live local music and the bands and venues that bring it to you. Thank you, Ceris.
Thank you, baby. Want me to do the disclaimer?
I do. I'm getting to it.
Okay.
Stand by.
Disclaimer, the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities they represent.
Thank you. Don't forget to follow us on the Tube of You if you can. Also, you can catch us on Instagram at All Around Town Radio and all the other fun platforms, including the TikTok. Check us out there. TikTok. Let's say hi to Kathy Laverde.
Hi, gorgeous Kathy.
Don't we love her?
Yes, we do.
I like her picture there. And your picture. By the way, did you see the picture I posted of us today?
I did. I loved it. Did you see the one I posted?
I did not. I missed that one.
You missed it. I did such a good one.
I actually I moved the little banner over your arm you didn't like in that one picture. So we
Look
changed
what I
that.
posted.
What you got?
I used this one.
Oh, I like that one.
Isn't that a good
That's
one?
cute. Yeah, you're dressed for success in that one.
I love that one.
You're looking good. Absolutely. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Hit that share button if you can. Hit the like button on the Bell and the Bear page if you haven't yet. And
please do. Yeah.
And All Around Town Radio.
And on our Instagram page.
Insta.
Big hello to one of our regular sponsors.
Bar.
Brian's Auto Recovery.
Brian's Auto Recovery. That's a great shirt, too. They have.
I love him. He is. I just love that guy.
Hi, Eddie. Thanks for dropping by. Roger, thank you so much. Dave, thanks for dropping in.
I got a Jeff Meadows sweatshirt.
Michelle, thank you for dropping by. Dave, you missed the show. That's a demerit for you, brother. We out of here, everybody. Have a great day.
Love
Support
you.
local music. Love y'all.